The ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) has denied reports that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had engaged in a telephone conversation with the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, regarding the possible outcome of his case at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. We have become aware of a decidedly mischievous and intentionally misleading tweet by one Mr. Jackson Ude. He alleged that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in a telephone conversation with the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, in which the CJN purportedly told the President and the All Progressive Congress to prepare for a presidential election rerun. Party spokesman Felix Moka said in a late statement, he said it is disturbing and disgraceful for Mr. Ude to fabricate a falsehood of this kind on a matter of serious national importance that is actively under review by the Presidential Election Petitions Court. Part of the statement reads, President Tinubu and our party won the last presidential election without a doubt and do not have any need to engage in side conversations with the CJN regarding pending petitions before the Presidential Election Petition Court. As the core Democrat that he is, the President respects the right of aggrieved candidates in the election to seek redress for any grievances that they may have. The Constitution and Electoral Act provide effective guarantees of that right. The Presidential Election Petition Court should be afforded the time and space to perform its important constitutional and statutory duty of adjudicating and delivering a verdict in the matter without needlessly calling the integrity of our judges into question. Falsehood and conjecture by the likes of Mr. Ude only aim to inflame political passions, create doubt and panic, and preemptively undermine the verdict of the courts in this important matter. We are confident that Nigerians are smarter and more discerning than to be affected by this opposition brand of tasteless and crass mercenary expedition. We should recall that while President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is expected to submit his ministerial list, that the Chief Justice of Nigeria is also cautious of his last audio with the United States of America. Recall also that the United States government has placed a visa ban on the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwoola, and 6 other members of the Supreme Court of Nigeria over their delivery of controversial and inciting judgments. Besides Ariwoola, the other Apex Court justices whose identities were revealed by a highly placed source are Musa Tadijo Mohammed, Sentus Nweze, and Justice Kudirat Kekere. It was learned their ban was connected to questionable judgments they gave, including the controversial judgments that they made Senator Hope Uzodinma governor of Imo State in 2020, as well as the judgments that recognized Senator Senate President Godswill Akpabio and his predecessor, Senator Ahmed Lawan, as winners of their senatorial elections. Recall also that Uzodinma, who came fourth in the 2019 governorship election, was controversially declared winner of election by the Supreme Court. In the case of Lawan and Akpabio, the Supreme Court ruled in separate judgments that both senators who did not participate in their party's primary elections are the party's senatorial candidates, which the party is the All Progressive Congress, APC. Lawan and Akpabio were presidential aspirants at the time the party held primaries for their senatorial districts, which legally ruled them out of the senatorial contest. While they both stepped down for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who later won the presidential ticket, senatorial candidates had emerged from their senatorial zones to represent the party in the election. Bashir, Machina, and Udom Ukbodom, who won the primaries and emerged senatorial candidates for Yobe North and Akwa Ibom Northwest respectively, and their mandates were recognized by high and appeal courts. But the Apex Court overturned the judgments of the two lower courts. However, the embattled Supreme Court justices got wide of their ban to enter the United States after they were denied entry to the country to attend a seminar. Justice Ekon was the first to be informed of her visa ban. The source added that the ban has become a burden on justices of the Supreme Court. The source said, and that signals the justices have received indicates that the United Kingdom and the European Union have been asked to consider actions too by the United States Authority. The source added the judgments on cases involving Uzodinma, Akpabio and Lawan, which raised some much upset within the polity, and some other cases were considered to be against democracy and rule of law. Meanwhile, in a bid to consolidate power, Tinubu is barring any last-minute change. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is expected to send the list of ministerial nominees to the Senate for screening this week. The president is expected by law to forward the list of ministerial nominees to the National Assembly 60 days from the date he takes the oath of office. The administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was inaugurated on May 29, 2023, when the former President Muhammadu Buhari handed over the mantle of leadership to him. Going by the constitutional provisions of the 60 days, the president is left with about 10 days to constitute his cabinet. Presidency sources hinted that the list of ministerial nominees has been prepared for a long time, but there have been adjustments in the list. A presidency source who spoke on the conditions of anonymity said the list of ministerial nominees has been ready since, but the president has made some changes in some states. The list is expected to be forwarded to the National Assembly between Wednesday and Thursday, except there is any development that could delay it again further. The president is also supposed to constitute his cabinet lately July 26, so I am sure that the list will be sent to the Senate this week. Recall that the different purported ministerial lists have been in circulation as the president keeps Nigerians guessing on who would make the list and whether there will be government of national unity as speculated in some quarters. The presidential spokesman, Mr. Dele Alake, recently said that it is only President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that could decide when to submit the list of the nominees to the National Assembly, as well as those to make the list. Alake assured that the list will be made public before the expiration of 60 days.